And my friends, here we have it. The Carthaginians have been removed from the Iberian Peninsula, at least in military terms. And we have the attack here coming from the barbarians. Now, something that we didn't actually play out in the last battle is the use of our garrison, which actually might have evened the odds a little bit there. It's where each of the rolls would have happened with one level down. However, we didn't have the walls in place, so maybe that's not actually going to be relevant. But now that we've kind of shifted the army out of here, we now have to roll to see if we're able to capture that region. So let's go ahead and just do that roll, and please let's not lose too much in the process. 2 blanks, perfect. So we have removed the Carthaginians from there. Get out, guys. And we are going to install the barbarians. And I have just gone ahead and taken a look, and there's actually only 3 of these discs left for the barbarians. So they have had an absolutely tremendous campaign all the way through here. So they've gone and done that. So they've marched. They would like to march again. And so the Carthaginians at this point would like to go ahead to prevent that from happening. They would like to go ahead and play the difficult travel to slow the enemy by 1. Okay. At that very same time, the barbarians would now like to play the card Forced March, which cancels out the effect of the difficult travel. And basically, it all ends in basically nothing happening. But it means that the barbarians are able to move an extra region. And the question at this stage is, do we march on Carthago? Of which they will do so with 2 yellow dice. And let's go and have a look in here and just see. So we have, because the worst thing that can happen is that with 3 main battle cards, so they can't destroy our army, but will be very, very weak. And the Carthaginians have their fleet over there, which means they could come over, pick them up, take them over, and destroy them. So we're at huge risk of us getting annihilated in there. So I think we definitely want to get off the coast. But let me just count this out. They've also got, no, they don't. The Carthaginians don't have any other armies that they can bring into this. So they would 1 to load on, 1 to get off, and then 1 to move. Crap, we might be screwed anyway. We might be screwed anyway. Don't like this. Is there any point in moving then? There's no advantages to us in the terrain, of which there's still 2 there. I don't know what their army 4 looks like. Let me just double check that again. So they're going to have to make a choice whether or not they're going to take these out or go after that army. But they could bring this over, load for 1, take it over, unload for 2, and then move another one. So they can be attacked. I think we just leave them then, because I don't want to risk losing any more army cards and potentially compromising this army in its ability to win battles. Right, that's fine. So the last thing we then need to do is we need to upgrade our victory points. So they've scored another 2, which takes them up to 12. We are going to 15 here. That is the key number, which means the barbarians are essentially set to win this. But let's see if anybody can catch up. In the meantime, what we then want to do is we then want to be taking a look at these armies up here, and in particular looking at army number 3, who's feeling very, very nice and strong over here, despite the fact he's got a little mediocre army. This is about as strong as they're going to get. So I think we're going to try and get ourselves into conflict, but where? That's the key question. So this is what we're definitely going to do. We're going to go 1 to here, and then 2, 3 into there, and let's see if we can capture this region for 1. So rolling 2 green die, Do not let us get destroyed. Ah! So destroyed a main battle card, which is so annoying. Lowland Warriors, definitely. Yeah. Let's get rid of our wee cheapies. Wee cheap Lowland Warriors. Poor guys. But they did manage to capture that, and as I say, there's only two of these left. Okay, so they're in there. I think the fact that I only have one of these left, I think we've got to do it, guys. I think we've got to make the attack. So army number 4, let's see. I think it's definitely got the units. It's definitely got the unit size. That's not the problem. Let me just double check that. Ooh, well, yeah. They're fine. They're fine. I think we're good to attack into the Romans here. Let's go into here. Let's attack into here. So they attack into there. And at this stage then what we do, let me just double check something. Okay, yeah, just wanted to double check. When we attack, does it count as a garrison? And the answer is no, not only if it's a home region. So it's just going to be about shifting ownership, hopefully. Let's see how this goes. Oh! So we lost the main battle card there as well. Not very lucky. Not very lucky. And I think once again, it's going to be our cheap Highland Warriors that are going to miss out, which is a shame. But we have managed to take this. And this is all of the Barbarians' markers at this stage. We don't have any more to put out. We can't take anything else. I don't think it's wise for us to continue the attack because we want to see if the Romans are going to come for us, first of all. But yeah, we physically couldn't put anything else out. There's nothing in the rules to say that at that stage we'd have to stop. We would just use something else as a marker. But yeah. Yeah. Oh, what has happened though is that as a result of that, because I hadn't realized that we actually hadn't been at war with the Romans before, so that's actually put us to war. And here as well, so the Romans were at war with the Greeks and now the barbarians, so that's put us on a war path with them, so that's really, really interesting. So now we've just got our last army up there, and what do we use it for? It would be nice to get it moving around. It would be really, really nice to get it moving around, but the biggest risk to us right now is actually from these, from this up here. Preventing us from being able to make more income. Although we've just gained back what we would have lost from that. So maybe we want to just let it go. Maybe we do. Maybe we want to just let it go. But where can we take them? We could get them down to here, for example. That puts us in a good position to press forwards into the Romans. And if we get attacked, the other thing is, could they provide something here? 1, 2, and no, they couldn't. They couldn't provide support down there, unfortunately. But they could make it risky for the Carthaginians to attack. I think what we'll do is we'll use 1, 2 movement to take those off of here, and then we'll move them down, just like that. That's what we'll do. Okay, nice and simple. Make sure that we get the gold for the next turn. And that's all the barbarians, unless we want to do something with our navy, which I think we absolutely do not. We definitely don't want to be taking on the Carthaginians there, that's for sure. So now what we do is we move on to the Romans' turn, and in particular they are not in a great place right now. So army number 2 is going to go into here, and with its 3 movement it's going to take 2 of those, but there's still 1 left, unfortunately. Next thing is army number 4. We're going to hope that the Carthaginians are going to be nice and are going to let us out. So a little negotiation. Hey guys, allies, are you going to go ahead and let us move army number 4? Yeah, okay, we won't intercept you as you do that. Great. So the best thing for the Romans to do is actually to get in and make some offensives. So now that we're at war with the barbarians, and we've got an army here which we know is weakened as a result of that combat, it could be a good time to actually go down into here, and that's where we can take some territory. The other thing is we could be looking at army number 4 up there. I think the Romans at this stage though, they've really just got to get points wherever they can, because their gold is not going to be the place that they're going to get it. So for the glory of Rome, I think what we need to do is just get ourselves into as many combats as possible. Still worried about those Greeks. would rather that the barbarians went for them. They might just continue down here and not bother. But maybe need to put up some defense against these barbarians. Or we just let the Carthaginians sweep in there, let them take them out. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. I think what we're going to do is we're going to have them come out into here. 1 to load, move over here, and then do we go there or do we go here? What are we going to do? Are we going to try and take it back from the barbarians? I definitely don't like all that terrain. So I think actually what we're going to do is we're going to go up into here. So that's movement number 2. This fleet actually, because it was 1 out here, 1 to load, 2, 3 to unload. So I've got a 4th movement. I'll just move it back here. And I can move it into port for free. So that's what we're going to do. It's going to be in a port. This army though has still got 1 movement point left. It could take on army number 4. So let's have a look at our army number 4 of the Romans. So there's a Scorpion there. Velites. It's too weak. It's too weak. It's just too weak. So we're going here and we're hoping that we're going to get enough gold to take them on next turn. Do I have any good useful cards? Got good spying actions. We could have done a difficult travels. Should have done that. Don't think it would have made a difference. No, it wouldn't have made a difference anyway. And so, never mind. Is Force March going to be useful? Yes, Force March would be useful. Because it means that we can take that off of there. Okay, so we've got our gold in Rome back again, provided that no one steals it. Okay, so that was a Force March action, meaning they got 1 extra action there. We just don't have the army to take them on, unfortunately, so we're not going to do that. But we do then have our army number 3 who can spawn. Let's see what we'd like to do with army number 3, and this one is much stronger. Much stronger, yes. And this is the thing that's going to give us the opportunity to fight back. So we can launch it in our home region. Now we said that they've still got 1 left. So that's given me a really good idea. Okay, yes, follow me, my friends. Let's launch army number 3 into here, go into here, and then from there, let's reorganize. Let's reorganize, and let's go ahead and place as much as we can. So that's a competent general. Who have we got here? Oh, we got Marcus Crassus. Okay. So we're going to switch, basically like switch these armies over, but we're going to really beef this out, and we're going to leave the other one kind of in tatters, unfortunately. And if it means that we get attacked, we get attacked. What was veterans? Oh yes, I forgot about that battle. That's right. So bows in there. So we've got our. Do we have Velites? We don't have any Velites, so that's one that I'm going to move over. So we're going to move a Velite into here. So how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can have 2 more cards. How many auxiliaries have we got in here? Just the 1. So we've got some auxiliaries. How many cavalry? Got 1 unit of cavalry. Would be good. The cavalry are rubbish though. That's the only thing. I think that we want some legionaries and some cavalry. Okay, and then we're going to leave these 2. It's leaving them to certain death basically though. Really don't like that. So okay, we'll leave them a unit of cavalry. That's what we'll do. Leave them a unit of cavalry. Well, if you're going to do that, yikes. Okay, legionaries back in here, and we're going to shift over the cavalry to make this a nice mobile force. Okay, so that's army number. Sorry guys, I've just gone and shifted stuff around between the wrong armies. Plop. Okay, I remember what it was though. Velites and the cavalry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's how it was. Sorry guys, sorry about that. I was shifting army number 2. Okay, army number 4, what we're we doing here instead. Is there anything good? Right, so we want the Velites, we said that. We said we want the Velites. And look, I think we just abandon it. Yeah, so put it down to a single main battle card like that. That's army number 4. Let me just check this is now compliant. So no more than 2 siege, which is fine. No more than 2 kind of skirmishers, which is fine. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ah, we're 1 over. So if I'm gonna have to do any one, it's gonna be the Scorpio. So put the Scorpio back. There we go. Or do we actually let's save the Roman legionaries and take the Scorpio? Okay, let's give them a fighting chance. Fighting chance. There we go. Okay, so and now what we're going to do is we're going to move with army number 3 and attack these barbarians there, and we're hoping that this is going to be an absolute bloodbath. So my friends, let's go see if we can have a Roman victory in the board game Rome Total War. And my friends, sorry about that, a bit of whiplash for you here. The barbarians had the opportunity to play difficult travel and expert evasion. So actually what they're going to do is they're going to go ahead and play the difficult travel. And let me just check that. So that would be 1, and then 2 to reorganize, and then 3 difficult travel to prevent the Romans from moving. So the Romans didn't see that coming, did they? So the barbarians have gotten away with it again. It really shows you the advantage of making sure that you've got really good really good cards coming through, really good action cards coming through from that you can use as part of your kind of intrigue and subterfuge. So the advanced subterfuge is really helpful. So expert assassins is the next one, really good one to go for. And sorry about that guys, we were building up to a huge battle and then massive anticlimax, but that's exactly what can happen. So I actually don't like it with the action cards being that powerful, but here we go, that's how the game is played. So the Romans at this stage now, they got nothing else left, nothing else to do, so we'll move on to the Carthaginians. So the Carthaginians are going to have their opportunity, and so the 2 major things that they can do, the first is whether or not they want to actually pursue these barbarians here, because this is basically lost if they don't. At the same time, you've got the barbarian army coming down there, so that's army number 4, and it's weak, guys. It's a really weak army, but it's not going to get any stronger either. It's a weak army, but it ain't getting stronger. So the Carthaginians at this stage have to decide whether or not they maybe just have to try and go for a gold victory. And at the stage, I think that's what they've got to do. They've got to focus on this. 1, 2, 3, taking that away here. Not going to go after these barbarians who are going to snatch up all of this land here. But at the same time, maybe hoping to build up from the next turn. The next thing we have to think about is army number 1 up here taking on the Greeks, and I think that that's actually a good idea, but let's just double check and see what we've got over here. It's a strong army. It's a really strong army, right? Really good units, as long as we're in good going. And I think that we can take them. I think we're going to risk it to see if we can take them, because the Carthaginians at the moment, it's all or nothing. If they can take out the Greeks over here, it opens up all of this, and there's nothing much the Greeks can do about it. If we don't do it, then we're stuck. We know that we're going to get smashed here. So this is a last-ditch attempt, really, to make sure that we can maintain the Greek Empire, the Carthaginian Empire at all. We've got our fleet here, but it's not going to do anything for us right now. So this is the other thing as well. They've gained naval superiority, but at what cost? Look, they've even got another navy here. they've put all of that emphasis into there, and they got some great wins, which has got them the points that they have. But now nobody else is going to want to take them on, so they're stuck now with insufficient land armies to be able to kind of press and hold the territories that they've got. So that's it really. I suppose what we could do is move this fleet down to here, getting ready to pick these guys up on the next turn. But before that, we can get these guys out of here and maybe go 1, 2 and put pressure on those Greeks. Keep them in there, keep them at bay. We'll see how that works. Because just checking the Greeks, what developments have they made? They're actually at the same level. And the Greeks have, in that army, they've got 1 ship. And in that one we've got 2. Oh, I don't like that actually. Don't like that. Okay, so actually we're going to take them out here, but we're not going to move them. We're just going to keep them in that same area. And you see, you can have 2 ships in the same sea area for some reason. And the last thing up here, okay, so let's look up here. So I think we're going to go forwards into Antioch and hope that things go okay. So we're going to be rolling 2 green die, but this has got to be okay. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to launch this attack. So hopefully no casualties. Losing a main battle card. What's the go? So it's definitely not going to be our citizen spears, that's for sure. These guys are so good, especially in terrain. It's going to be some of our cavalry. And it's going to be these guys. These are weaker Hispanic cavalry. Yeah. All the Spaniards all the way over there in Greece. And unfortunately they have been lost to that territory. And I'm just counting here. 1, 2, 3. We've got 3 main battle cards. The Greek 4th army looks gigantic. And we are in a situation right now. How much better could their army get versus how good we can make it? Do we hold off battle right now? Or do we recognise that actually, I think that we might have the better army? I would take the risk that we've actually got the better army. And we've even got 1 card which is great in terrain, of which there is only 1 terrain. And we're going to be able to add the coastline. I think this is the time to move. I think this is the time to move. Yes. This is the time to move, my friends. Okay. Guys, we're going to do it. So we need to shift this first of all. It's kind of a make or break moment here for the Carthaginians, especially over in this peninsula. And because they're so dependent on gold, like this is really important, this battle. But they're going to move forwards, and we're going to hope that we can both beat the Greeks and then not get destroyed in the. So we cannot have a Pyrrhic victory. This has to work out. But here we go, guys. We have a battle between the Carthaginians and the Greeks over in the place that is modern day Turkey, Anatolia, and we're fighting for the region side. Okay. Over here, and come and join me on the main battle map for the board game Rome Total War.